Something I can help you with? Fancy that? So do I. Can't show you the good stuff till Zaris.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky.
Said you could.
Leaves drifting on by.
Greg, I promise my shield and my sword, Vigilant One. Let them be my courage. Allow us peace in this plane and beyond. Teach us care when we would be reckless. We would have helped.
The corpse has nothing to say.
Grey Guard helm. I'll take that.
That's all I needed to do.
Dispatchers in Martin County
Oh,
received
come
a
on.
concerning call
In December?
on an emergency line.
That's Christmas time.
Trailer hooked up to it. It's like he's like sleeping, but the truck is on. Like I said, I knocked on the door.
He's meditating.
I knocked, I yelled. He didn't respond.
It's called astral projection.
Turn the truck.
You know, some friends.
Hey, some friends?
Yeah, well,
Where do they live?
I'm
He sounds like the guy from Joe Dirt. Home is where you make it. That guy? He does have an interesting voice. A lot of body cams with people with cool voices recently.
You seen that ad? Control the palms to the left and to the right. +1 and -2, kind of a running forward, getting stronger game. It looks so fun. Then I just downloaded and gave it a try. But the game is nothing like the ad. Look, this ad. A soldier shooting the...
I know that's Jersey Mike's. Give me a sandwich.
To Jersey Mike. Is he just like super drunk? Is that what's happening?
Okay, got it. Do you just have your license on you? Is it your truck? You were asleep and passed out behind the wheel, and I could smell what...
Don't do that, please.
I just want to make sure that I'm safe.
I can do the same thing back.
So, I'm going to ask...
Oh, he's gonna get his phone out with the flashlight. Close your eyes.
Nothing wrong here. You know what? Here.
So, if you refuse to step out, I will...
He sounds like that like quintessential witch character in old cartoons. Like, I feel like he's about to start reciting some kind of ancient incantation.
take you out.
In an instant,
The Tasmanian
situation
Devil,
takes
or
a
that,
sudden
yeah.
and dramatic turn for the worse.
So, would you be willing to step out for me?
I need you to step out.
Oh shit.
Alright? Yeah. Do you have anybody that's able to pit or no?
Oh, I don't think they want to pit because of the trailer.
Unaware that the truck had a trailer attached, an officer joining the pursuit executes a tactical pit maneuver, stopping the vehicle, but the chase isn't over yet.
What? Wait, how would you not know the trailer is attached? Did he have like camouflage on it, like cloaking tech? Is this Tony Stark or something? I feel like you'd see the trailer, right? How did you miss that? Of everything on a truck.
Steve finally comes to a stop in the driveway of his residence.
Oh, you can't touch him now. That's a safe haven. That's a no PvP zone.
What's that?
Oh, maybe this is all an advertisement for his business.
Ooh.
For firewood delivery. Maybe that's what it was. He was delivering firewood to Freddy Krueger, so he had to go into his dream palace in order to contact him. So, I see. It's all a big misunderstanding. His voice is so cool. Holy shit.
Go in the house.
Who is he to you?
He's my firewood delivery driver. I Uber Eats some firewood. What happened?
From U.S.
Jumping curves.
That's cinnamon in the blood. What does it mean?
To identify
He also pretty fired up.
will soon share more insights with the officers.
How in the fuck is this guy doing a firewood delivery job? He's made of glass. How? That that just doesn't seem like the right profession. What is, does he deliver the idea of firewood? Like, there's no way he's going to be able to pick up much firewood.
The gravity of the discovery isn't lost on the officers as they consider how much worse the night could have ended.
Damn, man, firewood delivery is some serious business. This man keeps the stick on him. What the fuck? Just in case the customer gets a little rowdy. You talking about the knife? I mean, that is a big... I don't know, that is a big fucking knife. Maybe it is. I mean, it's bigger than a Bowie knife. I mean, he's got like a huge hilt too. Maybe that's how he chops the wood. He like Virgil, he just does one of these, and the firewood just fucking explodes into like a bunch of splinters for him to pick up with his bad shoulders. Those aren't knives. Those are like full-blown short swords. If you refuse to take a shot, sir, it sounds like he's just like his voice is actually in like a mocking tone. Like he's trying to make fun of somebody else.
Nobody's gonna bail him out. No, I'm not bailing him out.
No, he is not well liked.
He is a sober up.
Yeah, she misses you too, Steve. She's on her way to pay you a visit.
Someone's fighting the nose.
Oh God!
After being treated and cleared by hospital staff, 60-year-old Steve Beausoleil is taken to the Martin County Jail. Aggravated fleeing causing injury.
That was a lot. He racked up a lot.
Battery on a law enforcement officer.
Is it possible he was framed? Yeah, someone could have been, I guess, maybe butt-chugging the whiskey into Steve without him knowing. That is an option, perhaps. And maybe the dog put a brick on the accelerator, on the gas pedal for the 20-minute long police chase. We can't rule out the possibilities.
Bro, the level just started and we're already getting overrun. I gotta take these guys out and build this crossbow tower as fast as possible. I don't even think I have a choice. Quickly. Ooh, that was close, but that should take care of things. Wait, never mind, more guys. I should have saw that coming. Anyway, we can't handle this without a second crossbow tower and maybe a wall to block the enemy's path too. That should hold us. Wait, now we have these big leapers coming? When does it end? This is Kingshot, a tower defense and base building strategy game that just came out recently and is already top 5 in strategy games with over 1 million downloads. Kingshot combines strategy, exploration, resource management, PvP and PvE battles, plus a whole lot more. I suggest you give it a try. If you think you have a shot at becoming a king, that is.
But yeah, this one was recommended today. And it's an interesting one. The Insidious World of Fake Mobile Game Ads. Dude, everyone knows about these, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you see these mobile games where it's like, oh, you shoot the barrel, do 101 damage, you get this gun, and then you do the next one, right? And it's like you level up as you go. And a lot of times it's, you'll see these on TikTok a lot under, like Reddit stories. It'll be like the Minecraft parkour type of thing. They'll use mobile game ads or mobile game things to like get people or keep people's attention. If you've never actually attempted to download the mobile game from those ads, a lot of time it's a completely different game. If you actually try to download the mobile game, you're like, oh, I want to try that. That looks kind of fun. Or the other option where it's like, wow, how they keep failing at this mobile game. There's no way it's that hard, right? And it like baits them into buying it or downloading it. It ends up being some wildly different shit game, and it's like, what the that's not what I downloaded. So let's see. Let's go.
This is a YouTube advertisement for a mobile game called Evany the King's Return. You've probably seen this ad, or ads just like it, 1,000,000,000,000,000,000 jillion times before, right? But if you go to the App Store on your phone and you download this game, you will quickly realize that the game you see in this ad does not exist. Evany is a game about city building. You build an empire and level up your town hall and all that good stuff. But despite the fact that this ad is a lie, this marketing strategy is clearly very effective.
Because it gets people in the door. It's like, it also depends if they're doing paid ad or an unpaid ad. If they're doing unpaid ads, like just organic content, like a lot of the times, like short form content is judged based on how long people watch it. And because like something like this is, something like this is way more easier to digest, and people will watch it for longer. It gets longer watch time.
Acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority. Deep in the chaos of her mind, something responds to your command. A tadpole. It is the source of the voice. She will obey it. Something stirs deep within you, hungry and alert. It's taking something you'll never get back.
So the tadpole allows us to influence others. How very interesting.
Don't get too excited. Influence comes at a cost. And until we know what that cost is, the only reasonable approach is a cautious one.
You have the ability to manipulate people, make them bend to your every whim, and you'd be cautious about it. That's no fun.
Sensible.
Oh, they're gone.
Something over there. She is still ravenous, her mind a hungry pit. The flesh of the survivors wasn't enough to satisfy her. Sensing your presence, the Gnoll's tadpole writhes in ecstasy, echoing your command. Its host will feast on Gnoll flesh to control the hunger, to keep her teeth from your throat.
I'll do it my way.
Fool, damn you.
Never a dull moment.
Death can't have me. Not yet.
if this is worth the cost.
Just like old times.
She is still ravenous, her mind a hungry pit. The flesh of her pack wasn't enough to satisfy her.
Four. Holy crap!
Her tadpole responds, thrashing violently, and the fragile tissue of her brain tears and splits. You taste the blood in her throat, feel it pooling in the cavity of her skull. But she still resists.
Oh my god.
Your tadpole wriggles, contented, as she tears out her own throat.
You should search that corpse.
download it. It's fucking crazy.
But despite the fact that this ad is a lie, this marketing strategy is clearly very effective. This game has over 100 million downloads on the Google Play Store. So you might be thinking to yourself, why would a company even do this? What do they stand to gain by tricking over...
Oh my god, this is rage bait, by the way. If you don't know, these are rage bait games. They like intentionally will do things in the wrong order. That way they get you to be like, what the f***, it doesn't look that hard, and then you download the game to do it. And then you're like, that wasn't hard, but you downloaded the game, so you lost. You know what I mean?
100 million people into downloading a game that doesn't even exist. Well, I can answer your question.
Or the math ones. You ever seen the ones where they do math, where like, they do like this, where they're trying to like level something up, right?
People
like
into
this.
downloading...
And it's like, you have like two things, like one on the left, one on the right. It's like this one's like plus 10, but the other one's times 2, and you have like 30 points. So like, and they go to the plus 10 instead of the times 2, and you're like, why would you not take that times 2 if that's way more? 30 times 2 is 60. Why would you not want 60 versus, you know what I mean?
A game that doesn't even exist. Well, I can answer your question in just one word. Whales. And when you think of whales, you might think of, big giant creatures swimming through the sea, or maybe, the country with hills and sheep and stuff. But a mobile game developer, when they think of a whale, they think of this guy. His name is Daigo, and he is completely and utterly addicted to a mobile game called Fate Grand Order. He spends basically every waking moment of his life playing this game, and at the time...
Fate is a good series. I've watched a bit of it. Good series. If you're a hardcore Fate series fan, that is probably, unironically, one of the biggest red flags of any human being on this planet. You are crazy. You are nuts. No.
It has been 3 weeks since Peregrine installed a whole home water filtration system in my house, and here are some things that I've noticed. Prior to Peregrine, all the water I was drinking came out of a plastic bottle because my tap water wasn't safe. Now I don't have to worry about the BPAs from the plastic water bottles. I could literally pick any sink in my house. I could even drink straight from my shower head or even the hose if I wanted to. Also, prior to Peregrine, we got our water tested, and it came back that it was super hard.
Don't know what it is about this fan base, but they're terrifying.
Moment of his life playing this game, and at the time of this Wall Street Journal video being released, he had spent roughly $70,000 on the game. So
what do you do for work?
So much money that he couldn't actually state an exact figure. And perhaps the most shocking part of it all is that he doesn't regret spending a single penny. This right here is the lifeblood of your average free-to-play mobile game. Maybe your game gets 100 million down.
I'm retiring from streaming and becoming a mobile game developer. I'm gonna make a mobile game.
But the overwhelming majority of those players won't spend a single penny on your game. Many of them will quit after just a couple of hours. A small percentage of players will spend small amounts of money here or there just to make the game more fun for them. But then...
Yeah, that was me with Pokemon Go. I used to sometimes spend a little bit on Pokemon Go just to, not have to deal with bullshit, you run out of Pokeballs, and you're not near Pokestop, and you're like, I don't want to go out, but there's something cool next to my house. Okay, I'll just grab a couple, then I'll gotta work. You know what I mean? That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
A very small number of people will spend astronomical amounts of money on the game. So much money that it makes up for all of the other people who never spent a penny combined. And the more downloads your game gets, the more whales you get. According to some sources, only about 2% of all mobile game players turn out to be whales. Yet they are responsible for spending the overwhelming majority of the money that the mobile gaming industry makes each year. And 2% of 100 million downloads is a whole lot more whales than 2% of 10,000 downloads. So an advertisement like this, which just flagrantly shows you a game that isn't real, is doing its job exactly right. All this ad needs to do is convince you to download the game. That's it. Because yeah, sure, 90% of people are going to uninstall it basically immediately, and 98% of people won't spend a penny. But those 2% make so much money that from the gaming company's perspective...
Those who don't know, the way our world works today is an attention-based economy in a lot of ways. Getting people's attention, holding their attention, is some of the most powerful things you could do. And so in a lot of these fake ads and stuff like that, like, the install numbers are fake. Look up phone farms. Bunch of phones installing games en masse. They're getting paid for showing the ad. It's the installs, fake installs for ad revenue. It's a huge fraud issue in the marketing world. Source, me, technical support engineer at a mobile campaign tracking company. Really? I could teach you everything about this because I literally had to fight this fraud for 4 years. So wait, hang on. Wait. So you run or you work on mobile campaign tracking, right? Are you the mobile game or are you the marketing service for the game? Mobile attribution? I'm trying to think. No, we're a third party. Okay. Used to validate if you should pay them. Oh, okay. So like basically they do marketing and then oh god, I forgot that's how that works. So like when you do like Facebook marketing and stuff like that, the more you click on those ads, the more they get charged in a lot of ways. Depending on how focused their ads are, like getting those clicks is worth money for them. So I'm guessing it kind of works the same way, where if they get a bunch of downloads, they're kind of like farming. If it's pay for view or pay for install. So instead of trusting Facebook's numbers for how they say your campaign did, you do a check with a non-biased vendor. That's so interesting. You know what? I didn't know that industry existed, but it makes sense that industry exists, because I always wondered, because I didn't work in marketing. I worked with marketing, but I didn't work in marketing in my short corporate time. And I always wonder, I'm like, how would you stop somebody from saying just like hardcore click farming the fuck out of you? And like, it's like, oh, our event got 100,000 clicks, but only 100 people bought tickets. Well, you paid for 100,000 people to click on it, and you didn't get like any return. And it's like, what if somebody just bought it all of that, you know? That's so interesting. Yo, thank you for sunscreen. I appreciate it.
In the end, and it makes the biggest mobile game developers billions of dollars every year.
That's so interesting. That's a cool field.
Right now. This is just false advertising. Isn't false advertising meant to be illegal? Don't these companies get sued into the ground for advertising a game that's completely fake?
Tell me if I'm wrong on this one, now that we have an expert in chat. I'm guessing a lot of these farms are probably overseas. Good luck suing them in China if you're in the U.S., considering China is like extremely protective of its own companies and own peoples from outside companies. You are just never gonna you're just pretty much f***ed, right? You're not gonna win. They're often called Chinese phone farms. And so if you try to sue them, how does that go? I'm sure if you had to deal with fraud, I'm sure you tried to do something legally, right? No, you can win. Really? That's actually surprising. From what I've always known, trying to sue a Chinese company is an outside, because vendors like mine learn to block them. Oh, they have fraud features. Interesting. That's good to know.
Well, in theory, yes, false advertising is illegal and it can get you into some serious trouble. But in practice, these companies aren't actually breaking the law. You see, when I said this game didn't exist, I was almost telling the truth. Because this game you see in the advert does exist inside of Evony the King's Return. See, it's a mini-game that you can play inside of Evony. You can play it for free for about half an hour before the...
I swear I told you not to open it.
I didn't open it.
Couldn't you just be a professional? Do as you're told. No questions asked. Like so. Let's kill them.
Levels run dry and you have to start engaging with the base building mechanics that most of the game is centered around. So to any government agency looking in, you didn't technically falsely advertise your product. This game is inside the mobile app that it's advertising. It's not false advertising, it's just disingenuous advertising. And disingenuous isn't illegal, so they get away with it. Now, there are some games that do a much, much worse job of pretending to be the game from the ad. Like, whilst I was researching this video, I played a...
So another way around that is a new payment option. They only pay if the user reaches a certain part of the app or the user's journey. So, like, let's say they have to play 5 minutes through the tutorial. That's a lot harder to do than mass download, mass delete. Because they have to actually sit there and play. They can't just have like a million phones do it. That's so interesting.
Top War battle game that, as far as I could tell, wasn't even trying to protect.
See, that's why we watch shit like this, because random knowledge. Now I know about a whole new industry and a whole new field I had no clue even existed. That's
so
cool.
I have no idea how companies like these get away with it. But generally, the game in the ad will be somewhere inside the app at some point. They run an ad that shows a game that looks kind of fun, so it convinces you to download the game. You play this little mini game for half an hour before quickly realizing that the bulk of the game is not really what you signed up for. And this is where most people just uninstall the game and never think about it again. But for that tiny 2% of players, they get hooked on what the rest of the game contains, and they spend money again and again, and they single-handedly bankroll the entire company that makes the game for years to come. Now, if you've been on the internet for a while and have a relatively good memory, you might also remember these adverts. These ones are similarly infamous for being...
Wait, I just watched from YouTube just to explain this? Wait, you were the guy who gifted 5 subs before and membership on YouTube. I don't know, I didn't put 2 and 2 together there. They're the same person.
Completely fake and not representing the game at all. In fact, these ones are so infamous that they actually made an entire ad campaign that literally commented on how their ads are fake.
Guys, didn't y'all believe that all those puzzle ads were fake? And there's no such game. But today, I finally found the game. Ebony the King's Return.
Honestly, this one is so bold in just like doubling down on the lie that I honestly kind of respect it. But these ads were all over the internet a few years back, just blatantly showing a game that they had no intention of actually letting you play for more than 10 minutes. But these ads were discontinued a long time ago, and they've not been running for years. And when you download continued a long time ago.
You killed those other lion! Now release the water! Turn it into obsidian! Don't kill him!
For years. And when
it moves the wrong one, you bitch!
You download Ebony, this old game is nowhere to be found, which sheds a light on another strategy these mobile game companies use to advertise their game. They use what's called A/B testing. They will create a bunch of different adverts and then roll them all out onto YouTube all at once. Then they look at the statistics to see which of these ads performed the best and which of them resulted in the most.
Oh my god. Which one gets the highest click-through rate?
The game. Whichever of these ads that they created that does the
longest watch time, longest click-through rate, or highest click-through rate.
Successful ad, and they make some iterations of it, changing, details here and there inside the ad. Then they roll out those ads again and measure their success. And they do this over and over again until they have the perfect ad to get as many downloads as possible for their game. And the most important part of all is that whatever minigame they decide to show in the advert is literally completely made up from scratch. And if one of the fake minigames in the ad starts to do well as an ad campaign, they then start making the minigame for their app to match the ad. Funnily enough, most products usually start, making the product.
That is crazy.
The ad to reflect the product. But
they make the ad first? Oh my god.
Start with the ad. And the moment this ad stops working as well as it used to, the moment people start to catch on that the game they're being advertised is completely fake, the company then changes their entire ad campaign. Make a brand new ad with a brand new fake game and spread it far and wide, starting the cycle
wild
again. Now, whilst I was researching this video, there was one thing that I just couldn't get my head around for the longest time. If you're a mobile game company and you have an ad that looks like this, that is insanely popular, why not just make your entire game look like this? Like, it's clearly super popular. People like it.
So I think it probably runs out of stuff, and they also can't really monetize that. Right? Like, how are you going to monetize
and
these?
It convinces them to download.
That's gotta be it, right?
And there are literally thousands of negative reviews on the App Store page talking about how mad they are about the false advertising. So if you get all this backlash from your scummy marketing strategy, why not just make the entire game be just like the super popular ad campaign that your team came up with? Well, this is where we get
There's no way because they're just lazy, right?
The most insidious part of the story. You see, whales are only half of the money-making strategy that these game companies employ. Because even if you get 100 million downloads on your app, even
here
if
it comes.
2 million whales...
Oh, here comes the install part, right?
In hand, you still have to convince those whales to spend their money in the first place. And this is where we get to the nasty part.
Oh, so it is this.
Evany is a base builder, and the reason it's been a base builder for its entire lifetime is because the base builder game is created from the ground up by very intelligent people with one single goal in mind: to be as addictive and manipulative as possible in order to get you to feel pressured into spending your money. And
I bet it would be hard to monetize a game where you just run down a pin.
Once you've started spending your money,
Single
it's
road
designed
shooting
to
button.
keep you spending it over and over again. Whales aren't just whales.
That look so much better than the actual game. Like, put that effort into making the real game.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Shit really pisses
That wouldn't really make much money, though. That probably wouldn't make a whole lot of money, right?
It's because they're stupid and have too much money on their hands. They're whales because they are unfortunately addicted to a game that they are willing to waste tens of thousands of dollars on. And this little mini game of enemies running down the lanes at you just isn't good at making whales spend.
Also, here's what happens. You make the most money of the ads in the game. Oh my god, and they run ads in the game too. You're right.
Good at convincing people to download a game. It's fantastic marketing, but the downside of this minigame is that it's hard to monetize. Whereas a base builder or an anime RPG is incredibly easy to monetize.
Great brands, great prices. Everyone's got a reason to rack.
Because we stopped playing.
And Rack has so many dresses. So good, so good. I think I'll try them all on. Nordstrom Rack. In stores, on our app, and online.
And they use all of the nastiest little tricks in the book that you can possibly think of to manipulate people into spending their money.
Shards, new lives, more maps.
To a crawl and then offer you the ability to buy your progression back. They intentionally don't make their games too skill-based so that you'll be more willing to just buy chances to win. They offer you limited time deals to make you feel pressured into spending money literally right now, or else the deal goes away. They make desirable characters, skins, or items impossible to directly buy and make it so that the only way to access them is through loot box mechanics that are completely random. In fact, there's this really, really scary, disgusting video on the internet called Let's Go Whaling, where this guy, this evil, dirty fucking bastard of a man, goes on a massive 20-minute talk about just how he monetizes a mobile game. And it is genuinely like staring in the...
Oh my f***ing god, I played the out of this game. Oh no, I was one of them. They didn't get me though. I was too young. I was a teenager. I didn't have money to spend. Can't get me, asshole. But I put a lot of f***ing hours in that game. Holy shit. You were a victim, Flats? No. I played this every single night before I went to bed, but I was a teenager, so I didn't have money to spend, so they couldn't get me. I played it every day. I had so many upgrades. I had so many cars. Oh my god.
Face of Satan himself. I won't go over the entire video here.
Did you beat it? I don't think you could beat it. I don't think I could. I think I got to a point where, like, I literally couldn't progress any further.
Just link it in the description for you to watch the whole thing, and I really do recommend you watch it, because he goes over every dirty little trick in the business that mobile game companies use to pathologize spending money. And after you've finished watching that video, and after this guy has made you really, really angry, just think that there are dozens of people just like this guy that work at the biggest and most profitable gaming companies in the world. And they spend every moment of their working lives trying to weasel their way into your mind and into your wallet.
Well, yeah, because a lot of places, especially publicly traded places, like their goal is to make as much money as possible. So they sacrifice long-term longevity for short-term gains. And, like, that's why, in a lot of ways, I like to use the example of Overwatch. Overwatch got absolutely f***ing wrecked. Because it had so many different people pulling in from different directions. And just in the last, like, 2 years, has it really started to kind of, like, or sorry, maybe about a year and a half, has it really started to, like, be able to recover, and it doesn't have, like, everyone in every direction pulling on it to either make more money or to, like, make it an esport or to make it, like, the next thing, like PvE or whatever it might be. And a lot of games do that. They just try to figure out how can we monetize this as much as we can, as fast as we can. And maybe a bit of a hot take, I feel like that's why Rivals it went to the new format's going to go in after season 3, where it has a new hero every month.
because I think it's lost more than half its player base since launch. There was probably somebody on the higher up side of that company that went, yeah, we've already lost half our player base. Let's burn hot, burn bright, figure out the problems with balance and too many heroes and all this other stuff later. Just monetize, and try to just go as hard as they can. Because they need to make as much money as possible. That's what everyone wants to do. That's what most companies want to do. Sorry, not every company, most companies.
So that is why the mobile game company can't just make their entire game look...
But honestly, most games are like that. Or most almost every game that's owned by a public company, it behaves this way, whether publicly or behind the scenes. And so, it's sad. It's just like, you gotta navigate it though,
like the ad, because the game in the ad looks much more fun to play, but it's much worse at slyly convincing people to part with their hard-earned cash. And you might be sat at home thinking to yourself, well, I would never be dumb enough to fall for this stuff. I have never spent a penny on a mobile game in my life. And that's just the thing. Because you're probably right. You probably wouldn't fall for this stuff. But there are people out there that do. And they fall for it really hard. And as much as you might not want to admit it, those people are just like you and me. They're not dumber than you. They're not necessarily less able to see it for what it is than you are. They're just more prone to falling into these addiction traps than you are. They are being manipulated in... one way or another by a bunch of people in suits just like this fucker who spend their lives abusing quirks of humans.
No, they're no different than us, but some people have an addictive personality. You have to recognize if you have an addictive personality, right? I have one. At least I believe I do. Because I have people in my family that have been addicted to stuff my entire life. Emma, towards the end of her rational life, like when she didn't have dementia, big gambler. My dad, giant smoker. My mom used to be a big smoker. She sort of quit, but sort of didn't. Much less these days. One of my uncles, big alcoholic. And so, when you have these addictive personality people, especially genetically, like people that you grew up with, parents, grandparents, cousins, whatever, you have to be very careful, right? You have to be very fucking careful. And so I know that they're saying like it's not their fault. It isn't, but you should also take some self accountability on that one and just be like, listen, like you have to be careful. Like there's a reason why. Like I wouldn't want to ever promote like gambling or anything like that. Even though I've gotten offered like crazy fucking things in the past. Even for something small like FanDuel or like, you know what I mean, like sports gambling. Like all my IRL friends like that I went to high school with, they all sports gamble. Like we have like a group chat, like where a lot of us just like keep up. Like I don't really say a whole lot these days, but almost all the texts these days are like, oh, I'm putting like $10 on getting the Dodgers this weekend or whatever, and then they'll be like, oh, I got this parlay going, you guys should hop in, it's actually pretty good, right? And it's like, they're not like bad people, they're not like dumb, but like it's not even like ruining their lives in any way. Like they're not off the deep end with it, to my knowledge. But I also notice as the outsider, like, hey, almost all you guys ever talk about is gambling these days. So I would never want to be with someone that does that. But also I just kind of like wanted to say like, yeah, those people aren't dumber than you, but you have to be smarter than them. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying like if there's people that are addicted to mobile games and stuff like that, they're not bad people, they're not dumb people, but you need to be smarter than them. I'm not calling them dumb, I'm telling you to be smarter. Does that make sense? Maybe if you watch this, if you're one of those types of people that does have like people in your family that are like that, sports bettors, alcoholics, a little weed here and there, gambling, you know what I mean? Like if you see like a lot of your family members that do that, probably be really careful and like probably try to stay away from those things if you can. For the best way you can, you know. Not telling you never drink, not telling you never have a good time. But if you notice that like you're doing it like every weekend, and like you kind of get in a bad mood if you don't, you need a little wake up, you know. I've had it happen where it's like, hang on, I've done this like 3 or 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. I'm gonna go this week without it, or go this week without doing something. Oh, I was a little more irritable this week. Yeah, I'm gonna cut back for like a month and see what happens. And then after a month later, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. Okay. Let's not do that no more. You know what I mean?
psychology to make themselves insanely rich at the expense of everyday people just like you. So if you're ever watching YouTube and you see a mobile game ad that looks appealing to you, please, for the love of...
To be fair, we look at these mobile game people the same way people look at us for buying skins in games like Rivals or Overwatch. Not wrong, and I really don't buy that many skins, even as a content creator. You know, like I'm like a, you know what's funny? If you want to talk about like Overwatch really quick, I feel like I'm so different than like the Overwatch community of today, because like whenever I see Twitter or Reddit or anything, like nobody really talks about balance stuff anymore. But even before Rivals, people all talked about was skins. That's all I wanted to talk about. That's all everyone ever talks about. They don't talk about the new upcoming like content or perks or anything like more than like 2 weeks. Like they want to know, when is Juno getting another skin? Why isn't so and so getting a skin? Why isn't the next battle pass this theme? You know, and it's like all revolves around that. But for me, it was the gameplay.
God,
you know?
Don't click on it, because clicking on it is exactly what they want you to do. Thanks for watching.
That was a really good video. That was actually an exceptional video. I'm glad I watched that. And we learned about some extra stuff from chat, so that was cool.
My hearing started to go, and my hearing aid didn't help. But that was about the time that I learned about...
I'm Honor Games trick you into spending more. Former EA and Unity CEO. Oh god, is this the guy who said that they should pay $1 per bullet?
A substantial portion of digital revenues for microtransactions. When you are 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're really not very price sensitive at that point in time.
Recent poll. I haven't seen that clip in a long time. That is a classic clip. You know what's so funny? Former EA CEO. Remember when EA was like the most hated company in history? Yep, that guy was the CEO. Remember when Unity actually nuked itself like a year ago because it tried to change its whole fucking structure model and fuck everyone over? Yep. Guess who was also CEO at this time? Yep. You ever feel like in your life where you feel like you have imposter syndrome? You feel like you're not good enough? Just remember that this person has been CEO of 2 extremely large, multi-million, billion-dollar companies and has absolutely nuked both of them and still got a job and still got paid hundreds of millions of dollars. So don't feel so bad.
Ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're really not very price sensitive at that.
Listen, okay, I've heard this so many times. I have imposter syndrome as a streamer, but I've heard this many times from people that work, especially in corporate, is the higher up the ladder you go, the more you realize that the people around you aren't actually that smart. They're really not that impressive. They just got a chance to shine, and they're not better than you. Like, yeah, there might be that one guy who's like insanely intelligent in math or analytics or just statistics, but it's one guy out of the whole room. The rest of them just got a chance. And sometimes you just gotta get a chance, you gotta get lucky, or somebody likes you, or whatever it is, and they're really not that impressive.
A recent poll in which EA was chosen as a semi-finalist for, quote, worst company in America.
Okay, everyone's gonna say pre-watched.
Word goes, oh man, I have to pay a microtransaction to unlock. That's so stupid.
The socially accepted way of behaving in your game should be paying.
A 13-year-old girl just spent her family's entire life savings on a mobile game.
As the football fan
Holy shit, I
platform
forgot
for the
about that.
world that can entertain 1 billion fans.
Holy fucking shit. Electronic Arts, EA's extra content revenue from 2018 to 2024. Jesus fucking Christ. They went from 233, this in millions? Yup, revenue in millions USD. 233 million in just 5 years, or a little over 5 years. They doubled it, more than doubled it to 463 million.
Is that we're just getting...
Also, I might have been covering that. If I was covering that, it was 463 million. I was in the way. So you can see it up here at the top right. That's crazy.
How did gaming go from this to this? Despite most players...
Wait, what? I apologize. Listen, it's been a long day, okay? The revenue's in millions. So 2,000 millions is 2.033 billion. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm losing my goddamn mind, right? Once you go into thousands, it's billions. So up here, on this one, it's 4.4 billion. My bad.
How did gaming go from this
to this. Despite most players hating microtransactions, these in-game purchases make up 75% of revenue for many large studios.
Holy fucking shit, what in-game subscriptions? Holy shit, 74%? Jesus
75%
Christ.
of revenue for many large studios. That means tens of billions of dollars are being spent on stuff like this. It feels like this addiction that neither the player or companies can quit, and it's just dragging the industry down.
Ubisoft. Wait, when was this? November 1st? When did this video come out? A day ago. Holy shit, this is actually a brand new video. I didn't realize, I thought this was kind of old. This is Ubisoft's current stock price, or close to current stock price? Hold up. 2.9. It's actually down. It's actually down since then. Holy
hard. Now there is a path forward, and to understand how we get out of this mess, we need to jump back to the 90s when it all started, back to when the game industry was simpler, when consoles made up 80% of the market, when games were purchased at a store, and the internet was this new phenomenon. Because of these reasons, games couldn't be updated, so developers were focused on one thing and one thing only: packing in as much fun as possible into those tiny little cartridges. Just finished Super Mario World? Great, now go find all the secret levels. All done with Super Metroid? Well, why don't you try beating it again? There's a few other endings.
What is that? What is this ending?
With Super Metroid? Well, why don't you try...
What is this ending?
Try beating it again.
Wait, the worst ending is with a helmet. Second ending is face opened helmet. Third is you lose the armor.
Other endings. All done with GTA San Andreas? Well, why don't you try playing it with all these cheat codes? If a game didn't have...
I'm not a knower, chat.
Oh boy, we got Darth Diddy and the Red Riding Hood gang back to mock me again. That's okay, we'll give him a few shots from the front and a few shots from the back. W, okay, time to collect and upgrade this wall. Okay, this ought to help me out. Okay, nighttime. Oh no, they're back and rock their gooner friends. Okay,
sorry. Fun gameplay and tons of additional features at launch. People weren't interested, and they take their money elsewhere.
That is an amazing mustache, I must say.
Developed with this mentality, putting fun and players first. Even companies like EA. Remember all these games? Sweet mercy.
I had both fond and infuriating memories of The Sims 2. I tried to do like the story mode of The Sims 2, and the second house was the worst. I couldn't get past the goddamn second house. People kept dying. I kept getting my shit burned. It was awful. It was so fucking ass. That second house was nightmare fuel. And you can never build enough money. You can never build enough wealth. Shit kept catching on fire. People kept doing stupid shit. It was so fucking horrible, and I couldn't stop playing it. They were good.
Now look at EA today. This is why people have so much resentment towards many modern games. It's why people love indies. They're a no BS full value package. You don't feel like you're being milked for all your money when you buy an awesome game like Fallen Worlds. I mean, just look at the ability customizations that are included. Yes, that is my game, and yes, it's not out yet. But there's a reason my team and I did all this work to include these custom cosmetic wheels in our game.
That's cool.
And not put it behind a paywall. Because if you're going to pay $20, $50, $70 for something, you should get everything included and not get a pop-up asking for more and more.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, is like, if they can get more out of you, they're going to want to, because especially publicly traded companies, when you invest in them, it is their legal requirement is to try to make you as much money as possible. Like, they must do everything within their power to make you as much money as they physically can. Doesn't matter if they shouldn't shoot themselves in the foot for short-term profits or over long-term gains, but sometimes they do because they chase that higher number.
Let's see if it counted. No! I think I activated my premium battle pass. Like, if that's a one-click activation, you do.
No way.
So, where did all this go wrong? Well, just like gaming, it all began in the arcades.
Wait, it was that simple in Diablo to buy? So Blizzard placed the Activate Premium Battle Pass button right next to the button you have to constantly press to check your season's journey. Guess what happened to me and at least 5 others on my stream? This is straight up malicious design. Oh my god.
No! I think
That was the free one for launch?
Activated my premium battle pass.
Wait, so it wasn't paid though, right? So I didn't actually lose any money.
Like, if that's a one-click activation, you dude.
So
it was a free one? It wasn't actually paid?
Did all this go wrong? Well, just like gaming, it all began in the arcades, when a Japanese developer in the 1990s released Double Dragon 3, a side-scroller arcade game. What's different about...
Yes, but people wanted to save it for better battle passes. Oh, so you got like a ticket, right? You got like a ticket to get a free battle pass, right? And they intended for you to use it on the first one. It wasn't free, it was paid for when you bought the premium game. Okay, so when you bought the premium game, you got a free ticket for a free battle pass. And then, like, say you wanted to skip the first one, so you would use it on, like, a future battle pass. That's what you're saying? And then the design of the game made it so that you, with one click, you would activate that free ticket. Even though they wanted to save the battle pass for later, or the ticket for later, the game basically made them buy it now, because it was a one-click purchase. Damn, that's up, actually.
About this machine than any other,
that's very
used a store.
Because then, you know, you get that free one out of the way, they're going to buy a future one when they want it, right? So it's like, it forces them to use it on the current one, which is what the design probably was, right? They wanted it to use it on the first one. But if the first one wasn't good, by making them use it on the first one, then they'll buy the next one. That makes sense.
Typically an item shop, where you could purchase...
Yeah, well, it's an accidental or intentional, it's shit design. I agree.
In-game power-ups by
I was trying to get a better idea of what happened.
Cabinet. In Double Dragon 3, you could pay for more health, more power, more abilities, and even more weapons. This had never been seen before in a video game, and according to Game Machine, a Japanese newspaper, it was the third most successful table arcade unit of the month when it released. So people were paying. But despite its success, many gamers were angry. And as Top Hat Gaming Man put it in his video on Double Dragon 3,
the concept of a pay-to-win mechanic and microtransactions after you had already paid to play a game was simply preposterous, and it was transparent to gamers throughout the...
Envia.com is a free online platform for your business shipments and logistics. If you're a company that wants to make domestic or international shipments with Envia.com, everything is easier.
How greedy these corporate gaming companies were becoming. The game was totally shunned, so Technos and East Technology would try to do better in Japan.
Thanks to the backlash, future versions of the game no longer featured microtransactions, and in-game purchases would go back into hiding, remaining dormant for a decade. At least until Korea picked it up again in the early 2000s with the introduction of QuizQuiz. As I explained in another video, most Asian countries had a raging piracy issue in the 90s, with 9 out of 10 people pirating video games in Asia. So Asian game developers had to get creative, introducing free-to-play games with in-game purchases. Can't pirate something that's already free. Gotcha. But as Asian developers evolved, Western and Japanese developers looked down on them, believing the microtransaction model wouldn't work.
No shit. So that's kind of a crazy thing to think about, is the way they went about this and doing microtransactions was to fight against people stealing from them, right? Like piracy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a firm believer that if a item or something is reasonably priced and is available to you, most people don't want to pirate. They will pay what they believe is fair to own the item. It's all above board. Not everyone does this, but I like to think that a lot of people have no problem doing this. I think
the burning embers of Joaquin's rest. Then Florrick's face as she tells you of Ravengard's abduction.
Hells. Older Ravengard's been taken. If Florrick says he lives, then he lives. And we need to free him from his captors. You see, Grand Duke Ravengard is my father. I know I haven't said. Our relation was no matter of pride, not least for him. Thank you. That means a lot. But I wonder, what makes a Duke of Baldur's Gate so interesting to the Drow? Even the houses of Menzo Baranzan would have little use for my father. No, this is no Drow plot. These absolute nutters, these true souls are behind his abduction. His absence alone will sow chaos in the city. If they were to infect him, he could lead Baldur's Gate to ruin. All the more reason to find him. The Absolute has seized not just my father, but the future of the Sword Coast. When I look into a mirror, I see the Blade of Frontiers, a man hunting the Fiend, and I see Will Ravengard. I wanted you to know the Blade, not the shadow he left behind. I'm all for it. A most vicious one, in fact. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends. Good work, kids. You're all heroes. Each and every one of you. Take your time. Get a feel for it.
Is a great example. If every anime you wanted to watch was always on Crunchyroll,
The waiting's getting to me. If we left, we can at least make a run for it. How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
Swing and swivel and wait.
How many people are dumb enough to
Now lunch. One more time. Oh.
This is no fortress. We're no warriors.
But there's a limit. You know, there are 119 streaming services paying for all of them a month just to watch one show. You know what I mean? So
That was until Bethesda.
I remember there was a celebrity who took a picture with her TV in the background, and she was streaming her laptop to her TV and using a site that wasn't the official one. And her reason was there's way too many subscription services to pay every single one every single month. I mean, I don't know about this particular instance. I'm sure people viewed it differently because if she's a celebrity, I'm assuming it's a rich celebrity. People typically view it a little bit differently. You know, if a person has money, there's just no money. It's like them. It's like a us versus them mentality, right? You see it.
We should be
happen
getting
a lot
drunk at least.
with public figures. But are they wrong? Is there not like too many? Is it not just back to cable in a lot of ways, right? Like you paid a cable package for everything in one. You paid $100 a month.
Looking
Now
for steel?
we just have a bunch of little
I have,
streaming services
well,
that all pay
something
$120
close.
a month. You get what I'm saying? So
Is that in Oblivion?
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Now, Oblivion was one of my all-time favorite games.
Attack,
I played the crap out of this thing, and I still think it's in my top 10. I mean, the gold that has come from the NPC dialogue alone should put it in the top 5.
oh, Oblivion, this is one of my GOAT games.
How does the day greet you, friend?
Although most players and critics alike loved Oblivion,
GOAT game.
one thing that was hated above all, the horse with golden armor. This armor was released on April 3rd, 2006, and it cost $2.50 on console and $1.99 on PC.
I completely forgot that was even a thing. I don't remember that.
This horse armor, when it released, was mocked religiously. Who in their right mind would pay for something like that? It was dumb. It was lame.
Yeah, but how did it look on Shadowmeter though?
Like, what was Bethesda doing? And why the separate prices?
How did it look on Shadowmeter?
Everything about this golden horse armor was odd. But you know what? I think it was calculated. Even though it seemed like a weird thing to do at the time. I mean, horse armor? Come on. But stop and think. Bethesda chose something small, something simple, because they were testing gamers' willingness to pay for in-game items. If you were a couple suits sitting around a table trying to figure out how to make more money off your game, wouldn't you want to...
What was that, 18 years ago? Don't tell me Oblivion was 18 years ago. Don't do that to me. I don't need that existential crisis right now in my life. I don't need that. How many years ago was Oblivion? March 20th, 2006.
Take care now, sweetie.
Wait, people that were born the year this game came out can vote. Fuck. Pack it up, man. Pack it up. March 20th, 2006. Wait, people that were born the year this game came out can vote. Fuck. Pack it up, man. Pack it up.
see how your audience behaves with something simple before going deep. Even test different prices to see what people would pay on different platforms. Well, just like Double Dragon 3, people were not happy about it. They didn't like what Bethesda was doing. I found this old forum from 2006 discussing the horse armor, and there were a few people who were excited about it.
I always wanted a solid gold horse.
Most were not. What was even better was that some people were predicting the future based off of Bethesda's behavior.
More immersive? How about a card reader on the side of your TV where you can just swipe your debit card where you visit a merchant in-game? Come to think of it, fuck you guys. I'm going to the side with these ideas. Wasted. Now, seriously, these people need to be sterilized and not infect the world with their spawn. Damn, I'm really losing time.
Look at this comment. More immersive?
Oh, telephone's pre-paid.
To a positive comment. How about a card reader on the side of your TV where you can just swipe your debit card whenever you visit a merchant in-game? How about prepaid Oblivion gift cards? Sound familiar?
Oh no. Wow, they have it! You know what's funny? I went to Walmart the other day to get some milk and some other stuff, and there was a Fortnite V-Bucks gift card that was sitting on like that counter with like, you know, it's like seasonal items like Oreos, you know, seasonal Oreos and shit sitting right there. Somebody picked up a V-Bucks card and they were forced to put it back, and I was like, damn, that stuff.
Backlash because they got scared and title Skyrim microtransactions.
Some kid was
Shove
forced to
over,
put back his
Claw.
V-Bucks.
Drought coming through. Stop fidgeting.
Hear my voice. Obey my command.
The voice is irresistible. You recognize the overwhelming authority that you've used on others, only infinitely stronger, and turned against you. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction. Then there are three figures before you. An armored male elf, exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me. Aid their search for the prison, and you will be worthy to stand beside them in my presence.
You feel energy pulsing from the artifact, lifting the pain from you, pushing the voice away.
My power grows. My forces gather. The reckoning draws
Don't give me that look. I don't know what just happened any more than you do. We should keep going.
I don't know what that toy of hers is, but I'm glad it's on our side.
Not exactly. All I know is it's important I get it back to Baldur's Gate. At any cost. I am a servant of Shah. My home is a secret cloister in Baldur's Gate. I need to bring that artifact back there. No matter what. I can't tell you anymore. This mission required utmost secrecy. We all submitted to having our memories suppressed so that we couldn't betray Shah's confidence. If I reach my contact in the city, I'll have my memories restored. Until then, I have to guard the artifact with my life. There. You have the truth, for all it's worth. Let's continue.
You worship Shah? Blimey. She and my beloved Mistra are not exactly friends.
There's nothing more I can tell you.
A powerful artifact indeed, to have caught the attention of so many. The three figures in the vision, the Chosen, are searching for it. With the cultists' aid, it will not be long before they find it. Before they find you. You have evaded them so far, thanks, it seems, to the artifact itself. But how long can such protection last? Shadowheart has made her position clear. She will see that it is taken to its destination. At any cost. But you still do not know what it even is.
Trust me. I'll guard it with my life. Let's keep going.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a bard.
You must. A new way. Come. Fill the front row. Here follow, my path, with fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblin kind had reduced them to cowering filfenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had let you go.
Who's that? Friend of yours? You up to something?
Oh, certainly not. What are you doing? I'm busy here.
You lying.
To you? Never. Come, let's continue our ballad. Draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin. I am draw Ragslin. Tumptuous, draw Ragslin.
You broke it.
Wait, wait. Draw Ragslin. We pray. We.
Come on, pigeon. Back to your cage.
Now look what you've done.
Come on.
Of course. Not that I approve of goblins, of course. Phil.
Right. Yes. Not for me.
Give the wolves some booze. Stop it. You going on the next fight? Bring it back. Get off your ass and do your own thing.
That took this negative feedback.
Mom said no.
These forums from people. It looked like microtransactions were going back into hiding thanks to gamers pushing back. But sadly, that wasn't true. The dude from the 2006 forum nailed his prediction. He just didn't realize TVs wouldn't need credit cards, not when the iPhone and an app store would be releasing 1 year later. Now, we all know what the iPhone did to the human race. In only 15 years, half the world's population has adopted smartphones. What was once considered a fad is now the primary way to access the internet. I mean, there's a 99% chance that if you're watching this right now, you have a smartphone. Probably are watching this on your phone. So unlike any other computer,
I am a PC gamer.
Move on!
Better technologies.
Now! Mostly because it made computers accessible, while also making them practically required for life. And when companies saw the potential of the App Store, the possibilities of a credit card already saved and ready to be used, gaming exploded. The gaming market is bigger than the movie and music industry combined. That gamers make up over 3 billion people.
True.
Welcome, your greatness. I've
You know
got
what's the
some
funny
good
thing about
stuff if you're looking to buy.
Gamers kind of transcend different cultures. Like sometimes you make like a movie that's like an American movie. It will only maybe hit in America and maybe Europe, right? But it doesn't really resonate with like Asian audience or like an African audience, right? Like just doesn't hit with them. But games are pretty universal in a lot of ways. So you can access more people.
Again, I mean, if you were a gamer back then, this is how society perceived you. But now gamers are normal, right? With the number of players' stats matching close to the same amount of those.
I don't know why, but dude, I just randomly had a flashback to that lady in her car that was like, "We need to bully these nerds." I don't know why.
Surprising? No, because the vast majority of gamers are on mobile and are playing games like this. I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm not sure that's possible. The news and people still think of.
I'm sure someone in the comment section said that.
I can't think of anything less interesting. But what I'm trying to do is separate the types of games. Because the average multiplayer is very different than the average PC or console player. They want different things and are usually very different graphics. But the whole industry saw what was happening in the mobile.
Bloody racket. Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile. Perhaps I'm not conveying the urgency of the situation. It's incredibly, world-shatteringly important you give me a suitable artifact. Please.
Come, fill the front row with the inn, so... Why, I never...
You!
Delicious.
Wait!
So what do you do?
You.
To you. Come. Wait!
Come on! Come on!
Of course.
Welcome, your greatness. I've got some good stuff if you're looking to buy.
Been a play.
For the last time, that weren't a whistle. It was a bloke with a tool. Bloody racket. Oh, come on now. They're just
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile. Thank you. It is a strange experience. Each time anew. Like a lost soul is spelunking through the dark. Somehow the second artifact hasn't had the effect of the first. It's somewhat relieved the discomfort, but I fear my hunger hasn't quite... The magic isn't having the effect it should have. It's not like the last time. It merely drizzles. I'm not certain what's going on, but nothing good. Please, thank you for the artifact. A great deal of...
Oi! Ain't no party in here. We're doing the Absolute's work. State your business. Now.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
You one of those Moonrise types, then? Your kind usually don't deal with Boss Ragzlin and Priestess Gut. Guessing you're after Minthara. Could be her blood by the looks of you. Audience is right. She's an uppity one and no mistake, but she knows her business. She's in telling the war chiefs what's what. Next raid's gonna be a big one, I hear. Bloody racket.
Selûne. As if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here. Good. I wasn't intending to.
I might will pay him a visit in return.
Oh no, you guys got bugs. Dominated industry.
We need to get this stupid lock out of the way because I'm trying to do my ×2 and my ×3 to make my bullets more, but it's in the way. Oh, there's a key over here. Let's use the ×2. Oh, yes, we can.
I've stumbled across the creepiest dating coach the cyberspace has ever seen. He's like a Galactus level threat to getting laid. Like if you ever wanted to ensure every woman is frightened of you, follow his advice. But also, if you want to follow his advice, make sure you got your piggy bank ready to turn over because you got to pay for his...
The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh. Shows our devotion to the Absolute. These maggots see how strong we are with her guidance. Whole camp will be branded soon, and you should be too. You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting. Maybe you don't need it. After all, you're special, ain't you? Like me.
She probes your mind, tangling your thoughts with hers. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the goblin priestess receiving instruction from a handsome young man, one of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the goblin priestess in the temple once again. Her faith floods into you, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestles within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another. With the Absolute's will, I can fix anything. Let's deal with this in my chapel. It's private. Don't want this lot interfering with true soul business.
Oi! Priestess!
Like us.
We want the mark.
Why do they think they're talking to a god?
Ain't we good enough for the Absolute?
That's how we would have ended up had our Nautiloid not been attacked.
That the jingle of coin, I hear? Already turned quite the profit today. So I'm feeling generous. Aye, so you have. There's one place the Zhentarim can trade openly, thank the gods. Folk up here like to quiver over right and wrong, until the coin starts clinking anyway. It's just business. If there was money in being good, the Zhentarim would be pure as paladins. Pleasure.
Oi, come here. I ain't waiting around.
Pick to fight, the consequence.
They won't know what bit them.
Brother.
What fools these mortals be.
That's cool.
No choice but to keep going.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, no.
Horse on it. This is his slogan, Alpha Dominance in Dating, Rise Above the Rest. And then if you scroll down on his homepage, it says, Navigate the fog when it comes to women. It's time to level up. Now, I'm going to show you all the videos he's been posting to try and drive sales to his Picking Up Women course, the Steaming Ham tutorial step-by-step guide. And he's pretty much exactly what you're picturing right now after reading It's Time to Level Up. He legitimately looks and speaks like a Redditor who's just reading off of old-ass Reddit pages from 12 years ago.
You do not have to accept her rejection.
You couldn't script a worse start to this lesson. You don't have to accept her rejection.
Come on!
Brother, that's like the number one thing you should accept. Not just with women, but with people in general. Nobody likes the pushy douchebag that refuses to take no for an answer. The guy's out here cosplaying as a car salesman, treating romance like it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! No, I will not allow this to happen because I have this trap car. The conversation will continue.
The condition is worsening again.
I'm a professional dating coach and I teach guys how to understand
magic or it may become volatile.
Now, if you're one of the people that haven't applied anything in my course or my videos or anything like that,
known for their
this video is not for you. This is an advanced technique.
Let's do what we have to do. Good.
No more. This ain't real juniors. This is forbidden.
The mark glow.
While you were out
If you
partying,
one of those
he was inside
guessing
studying
you're
the
after
techniques, and he was
cheesy.
throwing upon us his sage wisdom with the advanced stuff.
Oh,
This is a man who has mastered the female mind, and he's sharing all of his secrets
much
with us and
fun.
telling us all the techniques to make it bend to our will.
You don't have to accept her rejection. Now, here's an example. I was talking to a girl, and she said, no, I'm not really interested. And instead of just going, okay, and then just turning away, I did this. Why would you not be interested in me? I'm the best.
The air is heavy. Moisture drips down your forehead. Pain shoots through your fingers. Your finger traces the arc of your lips. Wetness, sweat, blood, and saliva mixed into one viscous liquid.
Chukil Gate Vlakith Mazathok. Can you feel it crawling through you? Tendrils squirming in your chest, gripping your heart, piercing your belly. Your bones popping, your flesh swelling. I can. I see it in you. I feel it in me. We are lost. I will be quick with my blade. First you, then the others, then myself.
Your minds intertwine. You sense a touch of uncertainty, a touch of disgust. Your mind lurches, reeling suddenly as if Lae'zel's spear grips you. Not fear of death, but fear of insignificance. The great warrior Lae'zel, a failure to her kind. She will wield no silver sword, ride no red dragon. Forever unknown to the great Lich Queen Vlakith.
I will not let the Geich take me. I will earn Vlakith's honor. I will wait. But know this. I am watching. If the sickness does not pass come dawn, I will end us all.
Oh, I forgot what my guy looks like. Is he ugly?
I came just in time.
Oh,
You
never
are
mind.
transforming.
Oh, they look cool.
Your salvation. And not for the first time. I saved you before.
And I'm here to save you again. Don't worry. You will not become a Mind Flayer. Not while I'm around. I'll protect you. Independent. Good. We haven't much time, so listen closely. There is great potential within you. It comes from that parasite. Your instinct is to resist the power it gives, but you must accept it. Nurture it. I will keep it from consuming you, but for the sake of both of us, you must learn to wield it. A fight for the fate of Faerun. A fight we are losing. For now. You can change that, but only if you embrace your potential. I have to go. The enemy is closing in. I will be back. Wake now. You'll feel better. I promise.
Glick. Someone came to me and promised to The parasite has taken root, it would seem. Every word, every promise, it is gay deception. You're delusional.
Do you hear the absolute voice?
It's
Do you
genius!
feel
The chosen one! Lisa
inside you?
Smells like burnt flesh in here.
Priestess. No, Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Maybe you don't need.
She probed Dark. The vision dissolves and the minds brush against one another. It is swiftly parted.
Don't want to get intimate in front of the novices. Maybe I can help with that. Us truths. With the absolutes we'll test you.
You keep pestering her about
Priestess like
you
us.
being the best.
Why do they think
If
they're
that's not
talking
the
to a
most
god?
cringe shit in the world, I don't know what is.
Perhaps that's how we would have ended up had our Mortaloid not
I'm
been
like, well, you'd have to come over to my house to find out. And you'd also have to be okay with King, and you'd also have to be okay with my mastering the ropes and the fact that I have multiple women. And actually, maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't be the best for me.
Yeah, fucking right, dweeb. She'd see through that lie so quickly. The only thing you're best at is top lane one-trick
Oi, come here.
Timo in your fucking
I ain't
anime
waiting
club
around.
Discord group. No shot that would ever work in a real situation. If you said that to a living, breathing human being in the real world, she would be so immediately creeped out by you, she'd be running away. Fucking screaming.
It's a
for
fight.
help. Going up to a stranger who has just
Consequence.
rejected you and then saying you're the best, and the only way she'll find out how is if she comes over and has to be into kink and all of that. What fantasy are you living in? You're so fucking porn-brained if you think that would ever work on just a total stranger. It makes you sound like a serial killer. You should go over and it'd be a scene out of Dexter's early seasons. Fucking plastic put up everywhere. You're about to dismember her. She'd have to be okay with your mastering of the ropes and your multiple women. A, saying multiple women in this context makes it sound like multiple victims more than anything. And B, I don't know who put this into the heads of some like really desperate men, but most women don't like to hear that you're fucking a ton of other women too. Like that's not really
There's an illicit parasite in that corpse. You should take a look.
more desirable to women like, oh, it's okay if you tell me no. I have like 16 other women that will tell me yes.
This
Your
one
loss,
is
I
a true
suppose.
soul parasite.
But it's not really like a
It can
flex or
enhance
anything.
you.
It seems
You can
super
absorb
weird.
its potential.
It is super weird.
Open your
She started
mind
going
to
back
it.
and forth with me, and I started building
You
traction in
already
that
know
because
how.
now I had sidestepped her fucking rejection. Granted, keep in mind, I didn't force it. I didn't say no.
Swells as it
I didn't
subsumes
lead into
everything
her
the
little
tadpole
fucking
has
game.
to
She's
offer.
playing with me a little bit,
Everything
or
it
just
was
kinda
and
just
everything it
And I
was
get-
destined to be. Pure potential. Pure power.
Good. You have grown your power and improved your chances of survival.
So, and there isn't a tentacle to be seen. Not a bad deal, I'd say. My only complaint is that you didn't want to share. I wouldn't mind indulging myself. Excellent. Thank you.
What?
Get the mattress
Fuck?
of your dreams. Ashley Sleep.
What the?
Comfort and convenience right to your door.
God. I don't feel good. What?
You don't have permission to be here. You're about to be ejected.
Let's just fight.
The only thing you've managed to convince... You've been seen re-entering a forbidden...
Magnificent.
Of all the things in the world that have never happened, that has never happened the most. That is the most
Nothing
didn't
will
happen
stand in
shit
my way.
of all time. What a bunch of baloney. With actual horseradish on this story. Just a blatant lie trying to get dudes to buy into this fantasy that he's selling. To try and go to his website and give him money for the worst advice you'll ever hear. So, if you do go to his website and check out, like, why you should buy it, there's a nugget of wisdom in there that I can't help but share. But according to him and nobody else, he basically can't leave the house without having thousands of sodden panties tossed at him from women that are vying for his cock. So if you go to why you should purchase this and what you get, he says proven results. With over 100,000 Tinder matches in 2 years, which is an outrageous number. He's fucking entire cities worth of women. Like, your girlfriend has probably been with this guy. In fact, ask your mom right now if she cheated on your father with this guy. I bet if you walked up to any woman on the street right now and said his name, they'd have a Winter Soldier moment going through. Now, I'm not saying his name, I'm not trying to have harass him, but I'm having a really strong urge to not mention his name because it's so fucking silly. His name is Alpha plus his name. It's actually kind of adorable. He calls himself the Alpha. But anyway, as well as a little over 1,000 women in his dating lifestyle and multiple women currently with him. So he's not in a monogamous relationship. A guy like this with 100,000 Tinder matches, he has entire harems with him at all times. Slobbering on his cock. His cock is never in his pants. It's always in someone else's mouth or pussy. The methods are time-tested and proven, not just by him, but also by his clients across multiple types of men. These methods just work. Don't settle for mediocrity in your dating life. Embrace the alpha mindset and unleash your true potential to attract the partners you desire. Cracking the alpha dating mind will equip you with skills, mindset, and charisma to become a dominant force in the dating world. Gain the confidence, magnetism, and success you deserve in every romantic pursuit. Invest in yourself. Unleash your alpha potential today. I mean, my credit card's already flying out of my wallet right now. I need to unlock my alpha potential. Ask a girl, can I get your number? She said, no, I just got out of a relationship, and I don't know if I'm ready to date, or whatever. And I handed her my phone and said, good, type it in. It'll be fine. Another story more fake than the Tooth Fairy here, but the way that he tells this story is haunting. I'm getting chills listening to it like I feel threatened. We can get Chardonnay, we can talk like girlfriends and talk about your old relationship with this guy. We're not gonna do that, but it's gonna be okay. Another example. Once again, not forcing it, not being super aggressive. She can say no again, which at that point I would have disengaged. But guess what she didn't do? Didn't say no. And that was the first time it happened. And then I did it again and again and again and again and again. And most of them ended up coming over my house, ended up sleeping with me. You just gotta know how to do it.
With Chewy, you can get all your equine favorites right from home. Shop our large assortment from feed to supplements and supplies, and get it all delivered fast right to your barn.
Or
For
what
the horse who
those
has your
chains
heart.
are for.
For low prices, for fast shipping, there's Chewy.
With human-grade taxidermy, family really is forever. Having a truck as versatile as Slate has been just instrumental in our success. I can take an SUV, to a pickup, and then I can switch back. Or, when we got canceled online with supervisor Brandon, we needed a full body rewrap.
Not a chance I'll fit in there.
Do that same day.
Correctly.
I can see how he had 100,000 Tinder matches and has multiple women that he's with at all times. He is a smooth operator here. I admit I was skeptical at first, but after hearing this expertise, it's clear. There's not going to be any vagina left in the world for the rest of us men, now that he's out there on the prowl. Lord help us all.
Here's something I need you to do. I need you to enter the female mind for a second.
Oh, okay, yes, sir. Oh, man, he's delivering an order. All right, I'll try and jack into the female mind real quick. Oh, God, it's so scary in here. Alpha, pull me out. I don't know what I'm doing. I need your guidance. And so,
I'm a professional dating coach, and I teach guys how to understand the female mind. Now, this will help you get more numbers, because you gotta fucking understand how their mind works and what they go through every day. Imagine if every fucking day of your life, you're approached about 45 times, which is the number that I've come up with my extensive study.
Very scientific gathering methods, I'm sure. Yes, I've approximately calculated that every single woman is approached roughly.
Introducing the all-new Acura ADX. Take your loads
Meet Milo, Lowe's all-new AI-powered home improvement helper. Because Lowe's knows owning a home comes with a lot of questions.
This goes very far down. We'll have to go in to see the bottom.
Old Spice Fiji gives me 24/7 freshness. It's gel on my skin, and it's mine.
Oh, just roughly 45.
A good deal about our condition, Gale.
Everything, really. Not to put too fine a point.
A specimen, aren't you?
On occasion.
The Underdark, as if we didn't face enough dangers back up on the surface.
Repeating, of course, times per day. Now, since you're in the female mind, since I've instructed you to do so, you'll recognize the mental burden that this takes on the female mind, of which I, your dating coach Alpha, have mastered.
Things like, why don't you give me yours, is a fucking thing that's gonna weed out 95% of the spineless males that aren't persistent, that aren't fucking clever, that aren't witty, that can't have fun with her.
Yeah, those beta cucks. Not like Alpha here, who's so clever and witty, he came up with the absolutely nefarious, diabolical, even, genius method of saying, hey, I'm the best. Whoa, man, he's good, he's good. To give him more credit, there was more to it. I'm the best, and you can only find out by coming over and being okay with my mastery of the ropes, the blade, and be kinky. Also, give me your number so we can talk about your ex-boyfriend. Really good stuff. Like, actually very good stuff. I see why it's so effective. Now that I'm in the feed.
And there's a reason she does it. Without being extremely forceful, sidestep it.
Credit where it's due.
Like I just said in the last 2 videos. You're welcome.
Disregard everything the woman wants. You do what you want, and you don't accept rejection. This guy's good. This guy's good. I see it now.
Let's talk about my nails. I'm a professional dating coach, and I teach guys how to understand the female mind. Here's the thing. If you think this thing you learned in high school, or that is the best way to get a girl to know, oh my God, 2-0? Jesus Christ.
Not even God could have mercy on your soul if you had that belief. Alf was about to tear that shit down and blast your ass with real knowledge on how to get a girl to an O. And you can tell he's reliable because he's wearing his sunglasses and his leather jacket with the collar popped. So you know he just finished a threesome with 2 supermodels right before hopping in this car right now. And he's taking time out of his busy day of fucking mashing pissers with the hottest women on the planet to try and teach us barbarians how we can be even an iota of the man that Alpha is.
I can drag my fingers down a girl's back and cause one. If you don't know what a TO is, I can't go into some, you'll should know them. TO, AO, Skino, especially a mental O. If you've never had given a girl a mental O, gotta tell ya, you're a kiddie league. Stepping into the arena with the pros, you have no idea what you're doing.
You disgusting coward, you're a 3rd-rate duelist with a 4th-rate deck. Yeah, you're in the junior leagues. You're not ready for the men's Thunderdome. If you don't know what a TO is, which he refuses to elaborate on and gets really hung up on, so it makes me wonder if he knows what it is. But if you don't know what that is, if you're not familiar with this nomenclature, you're already fucked. If you've never given a girl a mental O, you stink, brother. But, yeah, so I was trying to, like, analyze these terms because I've never heard them before. So putting together context clues, I think a TO is a titty orgasm. I think an AO is an anal orgasm. Fucking, I've never heard these before. TO, AO, Cheerio, which is a breakfast cereal. Like, who uses those terms?
Guy, sorry. Little tip. Put a glove on with a long nail and rake. Not hard. You're welcome.
Now, this is going to come as a shock to all of you watching this, and you're probably not going to believe me, but it's the truth. Somehow, people on TikTok were making fun of this guy, so he responded to the hater.
Ashley Sleep offers mattresses for every level of comfort, with affordable options that meet every style of sleeper, from cozy to cooling to contouring support. So shop Ashley Sleep today and get your best rest for less, exclusively at Ashley.
So, I'm gonna try to gain composure in this one. I've filmed this video way too many fucking times.
No, you didn't. That's an absolute lie. You're trying to put on a strong face because you're the alpha, but it's pretty clear the comments and what people are saying got under your skin, and you're making this as a strong response to it where you're laughing in their face. But the laugh is so unbelievably forced and fake, it's very clear. This shit looks like some kind of high school drama club audition laugh.
But I kind of want to show you guys. I kind of want to show you the elite level of hate that I'm dealing with. Oh, dude, I was fucking, that's
already turned quite a profit
real
today.
fucking cry laughing.
So I'm feeling
He just has a
generous.
full-blown Joker meltdown. This app deserves a new class of dating coach, and I'm gonna give it to him. Yeah, that's kind of just the whole video response, where he's like, I can't believe all this hate. You guys are giving me fame. You're playing right into the palm of my hands type shit. But anyway, you get the idea. Just another dog shit dating coach scam looking to capitalize off of people's insecurity and desperation to try and find a partner. Just want to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yeah, it's mid-afternoon and I was feeling a little sleepy, but I didn't want to take a nap. Naps are for boys. I'm a man with the height of a boy. So what I wanted to do was find something to kind of keep me awake for a while.
Pleasure.
Put a little pep in my step. Something that needed to be cut out for a big job, because I was drowsy, and I knew coffee wouldn't necessarily cut it, nor would meth. I needed something stronger. And what's stronger than some pickup artist cringe? It's just, nothing will immediately send you on, like, fight or flight response quicker than watching some embarrassing pickup artistry. It opens up your cringe chakra points and just takes it all in. And it's euphoric in a way. But today's a little different. We're not just looking at like some normal garbage or anything. I saw Gunner had posted a video going over a pickup artist who made his wife react to him picking up other women. And it is a baffling video to have posted, or even like a crazy idea to have even had, to take your significant other and make them watch you pick up other women.
As the symbol glows,
Gunner TV's video is great. I highly recommend checking that out. I want to go over it too because it is so interesting and weird.
What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be doing a video that we've done twice now, but now we're going to do it for the first time when we're actually married. What are we doing?
We are watching Steven's pickup videos, and I am reacting.
Ma'am, just blink 3 times if you're being held against your will here. This sounds torturous. To have the person you're in love with show you content of them being romantic with other women is so odd. Now, as Gunner also speculated, they could be in an open relationship, which is fine, but I feel like even in a situation like that, you don't really want to see your partner being flirtatious with other women. I still feel like that'd be extremely uncomfortable. Just to give a little more context here, his name is Steven, and he's a professional number gatherer of women. He makes TikTok videos about picking up girls, getting them romantically interested, getting their number, shit like that. He's 31 years old, and he mainly prowls around college campuses to find his prey.
Soon we can share the flagon of something liquid at the tail of daring do.
But regardless, he actually finds a lot of success because he is a good-looking guy. You can't fight the facts. He is a handsome gentleman. So even though he's using some super stinky lines, like actual PU hogwash lines, he does get a lot of women interested, and they give him their number.
I just want to let you know that you kind of did something to my eyes earlier, because I just can't take them off you, and I don't know, maybe it's the like bright yellow color or something, or your beautiful smile, I don't know.
Bro, the level just started and we're already getting overrun. I gotta take these guys out and build this crossbow tower as fast as possible. I don't even think I have a choice. Quickly. Ooh, that was close, but that should take care of things. Wait, never mind, more guys. I should have saw that coming. Anyway, we can't handle this without a second crossbow tower and maybe a wall to block the enemy's path too. That should hold us. Wait, now we have these big beefers coming? When?
Yeah.
You're really complimenting her. Just getting a lot of compliments. You guys, I don't know if this is like...
Like, just conceptually, it sounds like a hostage situation, like Clockwork Orange, like peeling her eyes open, like, babe, you have to see this. This 19-year-old wanted my meat so bad. She was ravenous for my cock. Like, the content is fire. No, watch. What are you doing? Look! You're gonna miss it. This is the first clip